Warning. It is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions LLC and the Working Perspectives podcast that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You have been warned, so if you decide to listen to the recording, then don't complain about the language. When it comes to like the size of the guy, do you have a preference? Do you like him like monsters, mediums? Like where are you at?
So it depends if it's for a shoot or if it's for like more personal life, because if it's for a shoot and the guy is too big, when you do like normal boy girl, sometimes it's hard and it can hurt a little bit because they don't allow you to like touch and like feel the guy, because that's when, you know, the pregame you open up more, you're more comfortable. But if it's super cold production and they're like, okay, put the cock inside, and it's like it hurts a little. Wait. So I would just say like medium size overall. Like I think I can take bigger in a more personal, intimate way. But I can also take bigger on anal scenes. I have no problem with that. It's just the normal boy girl where it hurts a little.
Yeah, because it's like you gotta get warmed up. You're saying, right? And if it's like you're not warmed up and the juices aren't flowing, right? It's just gonna be like, yeah. Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to be talking to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm at Lavelle, accompanied by the amazing Jamie Iglesias, and our special guest today is the one and only Marina Gold. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram, Working Perspectives Podcast. You can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok. The Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspective@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe so we keep bringing you this sweet content. Jamie, how we doing? Bae.
I'm doing great. I'm a little tired today after working an 18-hour day, but, you know, I'm here.
You're here and you're going to kill it. Well, speaking of an 18-hour day, this is the Working Perspectives podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's all objective to be effective by voice in societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform, with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid, share and subscribe. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
Like, what kind of work do you do?
I do porn, like mainstream, but then I also create my own content for my platforms.
Like on OnlyFans?
Yeah, on OnlyFans and many vids, and I also upload it to the pay sites of usually free hubs, like the paid area of Pornhub, the paid area of Xvideos, the paid area of Xhamster. And that's good because the more places where you post your stuff, the better.
Yeah. So like I everybody always says like, oh, I'm just gonna start an OnlyFans and OnlyFans. And I always say it's so much more work than what people realize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't have anyone to help you, you're gonna be the one being all day in the computer and always doing stuff. And since it's not a normal job, like you will do it ever since you wake up until you go to sleep and on weekends, and it's gonna be your whole life.
Yeah. I tried not OnlyFans. I did My Free Cams and what was the other one I did?
Didn't you do the Snapchat one too?
I did the Snapchat Premium and I think I did Chatterbait for a little bit, but it's so much work. And like it's not just like posting videos and pictures of yourself. You got to like interact with people. It's like a sales job, but you're selling yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to do a lot of like marketing jobs, same thing as you said. Like it's like a real job.
It definitely is.
Yeah. I hate to the people have like the idea because I feel it's very similar as far as like the formula for building your brand or your platform is very similar, where it's like, oh, I'll put these videos out and it'll get 1 million views. That is not the case at all. You know what I mean? Like building a brand and building your content is so impossibly tough. People have no idea. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks that it's easy, but it's so hard because there's so many people doing it. And you realize too that people don't care. You know, like I mean, at least that's what my experience has been. You have to get them to care. But when you said that, so you're do like X videos and OnlyFans and stuff. When it comes to like the, I guess like the porn streaming platforms, like your X videos and your Pornhub and X Hamster and things like that, would you pick one over the other, or is it like, are you gonna post on all of them?
I prefer X videos. Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah.
Well, it's the one I make more money on.
Oh.
It's the one where it's easier for creators to upload their things. Like Pornhub was giving me so many problems all the time regarding documents that I was uploading and they didn't accept them freezing my account, them not allowing me to post paid videos, having me in those situations all the time.
Yeah.
Where it's videos, it was always very smooth. So
yeah.
Why would they ban? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Jane.
Why do they ban the videos? Like, what are the guidelines?
To ban videos?
Yeah, why do they do that?
Mostly when you don't upload the necessary documents of the performers. And sometimes you shoot with some performers that you forgot to take their IDs, and then you ask them afterwards and they send you an ID picture, and then Pornhub doesn't accept it. They say, send us another ID picture, and you're like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. A lot of videos and just like start clean.
Yeah. Damn, that's so forever. So you're saying like to even post on like the porn sites, you have to have like ID of everything. Like, do you have to have an ID card, like a visual ID card? And then is there anything else you have to have also? Like a business license or something?
Like the ID and a contract that like gives you permission to post the content where the performer is acting.
Whoa.
So yeah, many times it's like, oh, the contract is missing, your monetization has stopped, and it's like, okay, now I have to do this. So when we do videos now, we do all the pictures of the IDs and the contracts and everything, so that we are more like everything's correct.
Yeah. And you usually have to like hold a picture up or like take a picture with the ID, right?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy. So like when you see like those amateur videos on there, that's kind of like BS, where it's like, nope, this is like they do all this stuff beforehand, I'm assuming then. They wouldn't get monetized otherwise, right?
Exactly. I mean, I think before my Pornhub was monetized, I could upload the videos without having to post IDs, but once I requested to start being paid, they were like, okay, now send me IDs of all of these videos and contracts of all of the videos. If not, you're not going to be able to monetize. And for some, I didn't have, so I deleted the videos so that I could get that monetization.
Yeah.
That's pretty good though, because like you can't post like revenge porn of somebody.
Yeah.
That's good because of that, actually.
Yeah. True. Very true. Do you have, I mean, you know, you don't have to tell us this, but do you know like what the going rate is for monetization? Do you get the way they pay you? Is it like you get so much money per view or per video or something like that?
Yeah, mostly it's per view. Regarding the free part of the hubs, I haven't really made money from that yet because I haven't uploaded many videos, but mostly on the pay part, it's still like pay-per-views, and members pay a membership and they can see all videos, but I think that as many times they click your video and they watch it, it's more on some videos, and you can see each video how much money it has made. So that's good.
Oh, wow, man, that's incredible. I mean, the inner workings of this stuff is fascinating. So let's get it started though. So on the show today, we have Marina Gold. You're 19, right, Marina?
Yeah.
Nice. 19 years old. She's an up and coming star in the adult film industry. She's with Star Factory. And so super excited to have you on, Marina. Really, really happy that you're here. But want to start at the beginning. So how old were you when you started in the adult industry?
I was 18. I had just turned 18. So it was like I didn't lose any time. I just went straight forward to it.
Did you know, like, right, like you knew, hey, did you have in your mind, like, as soon as I turn 18, I'm doing this, right? Like, is that how it went?
Actually not. It was just one day I was at university, at college with my computer, and I was like all bored. And I thought, what if I become a porn actress? Because one of my exes had one time taken a picture of me while we were having sex, and he told me, hey, look, you look like a porn star here. And he gave me ideas. So I was like, maybe that would be a good idea. Like, I was just excited. And I also didn't have any sex partner. So I was like, I need this. So I just wrote to some Spanish productions because I live in Madrid.
Yeah.
And I just went and they informed me about everything.
Nice. So, okay. So like were you at university in Madrid as well?
Yes.
But we don't have to say the university. But so you're in Madrid, and so for those that don't know, Madrid is in Spain. For those people, and Spain is in Europe, and Spain is a country. Yeah, if you don't know that, come on. So either way, you're in Madrid at university, and you're with your boyfriend, and you guys just got done fooling around, and he kind of implanted the idea of like, hey, you look pretty good, like porn star good, you know. So you were then like, well, maybe I can work with this. And you went to different Spanish production places. How did you track down the Spanish production places?
I literally just Googled how to become a porn actress in Spain. I was like, give it to me. And there were some, and you had to fill out some forms and send some pictures, and you had to send pictures naked. And I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Then like a casting naked pictures. And I was like, oh.
So what were you? Oh, sorry. What were you going to university for? What did you originally want to be?
For criminology.
Oh, nice.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
That's a turn.
So what you want? But you wanted to be like? Was your end all to be a lawyer? Was that your initial idea?
I don't know exactly what I wanted to be. Probably more like a private investigating woman thing. Yeah,
that's badass. I mean, it's funny too, when we had Alexis Fox on, she had said the same, like she had worked in law before she got into the industry also, and she kind of did the same thing as you, except she went to Craigslist and not Google, you know what I mean? But it was very similar, man. So that's crazy. So you Google, best way to become a porn star in Madrid, and everything, and you go to the production places, and you're you're there and you're just asking questions of like how it works and what you need to do. Is that kind of how it went?
Yeah, like when I first got to one of the places, it was like very dark at the entrance, and the door seemed weird, and I was like, oh my god, what am I getting myself into? Because people who don't know much about the industry, they think it's all like scary and dark and weird. So I was with those ideas. I was like, oh my god, where am I getting into? But once I was inside, I just looked, and it was a huge studio with like big lights and super pro cameras and lots of rooms and lots of professional stuff, actually professional people. And I felt more chill, and like they informed me about type of scenes that they do and payment, and I was like, okay.
Wow. I mean, that I'll tell you this, the one thing that we have found, and Jamie, I think you'll agree with me on this, is that when we talk to people in the adult industry, I think that people that work in the adult industry make a concerned effort or conceited effort to have the appearance, at least, of ultra professional, right? Because with the adult industry, there's that stigma of like, oh, it's skeezy and like low rent, but that's not the case. These are like well-funded studios that have like high-end production and like, you know, everything's top of the line. And so when you go in there, initially you have like that background stigma, but as soon as you open the door and saw the studio, you're like, okay, I kind of feel better. Everything's good. Did they were they scared when you walked in? I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but you look very young, you know? so were they scared when you walked in that it was that you you know, that they were like, hey, whoa, show us your ID kind of thing, or were they cool with it?
I mean, they did ask me to show my ID. I don't know if that was because I was scared, but they were like kind of impressed that I was 18 and trying to do it, and that I was so recently 18.
Yeah.
So like, oh, okay. So like they tried to inform me about everything and like the possibilities, and that people close to me might see my videos, like trying to like get me aware of all that.
Yeah. So I think Spain is predominantly Catholic, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that being said, like you're 18 years old, you're kind of excited about this new adventure that you could be going on. And I'll tell you, Philadelphia, we're in Philadelphia, which is in the United States. And in Philadelphia, you know, it's kind of, I mean, it's not a huge Catholic presence, but there is a big Catholic presence here. But there is kind of, you know, people that are look down their nose at you and try to be hoity-toity. Did you get any of that when you first started to get into the adult industry?
I think, yeah, especially as you said, like here in Spain, there's also this big movement against porn.
Oh, wow.
Especially from the progressive part of the politics, and mostly women thinking that women in porn are being abused and that it should be banned because it's addictive and it's causing all these problems. So there's like a big movement against it, not only in Spain but also in France. In France it's really, really strong. Wow. And there's been a lot of issues there, but it's like getting stronger and stronger, and that's what they are trying to do. So I did feel like from authority point of view, of course they didn't like it, but it's still legal. So it's like,
yeah,
that's interesting, because you always think Europe is so much more open with sexual stuff.
Yeah, but not exactly, at least in like these areas, like in France and Spain, it's getting bad.
So they're like, Jamie, I 100% agree with you. Like, you think of, as far as like being sexually, I wouldn't say more promiscuous, but more open with the sexuality, and it's not as big a thing. I would say Europe is way ahead of America on that. And so in Spain and France, it seems like they're okay with you having sex. They're just don't film it and get paid for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for example, in France, now a lot of production companies have stopped working because there has been some legal issues and people going to jail and stuff like that. And also now all productions created in France have to be done using a condom. So it's like a thing for those productions that were shooting a lot of boy girls, and now they have to shoot it. That's why Dorsel, if you know Dorsel, their latest productions, you can see, well, the ones that are shooted in France are shooted with condoms, so it's really bad.
Wow.
Yeah. They say that they have to do that because if not, they're showing the young people that it's okay to have sex without a condom, and they're messing up with their heads, and now all young people are gonna have sex without protection because of that. So they're like, oh,
they think
that seems extreme.
I couldn't agree more, Jamie. They think that they think that they have that big of an impact on society that they're going to infect the minds of all these young people that they're going to have, the young kids are having sex anyways, you know, but it's, I mean, I don't know. That just sounds so ridiculous. Also, like, it's, I mean, you know, if they pay taxes on this, they're getting killed in their economy, because it's probably a big part of every economy, you know. But I would say then then that must be driving a lot of performers out of France, right? Like, would you? Yeah.
Either way, there weren't many performers in France or Paris, but I know of some that have stopped their shootings and some that have moved away from there.
Would that pertain to OnlyFans as well? Like, say if they wanted to shoot something for OnlyFans, would they have to wear a condom there as well?
No, I don't think
Okay,
so.
just if it was like,
it's more hard to track, I think. But it's mostly for big productions. They're gonna be very mainstream, and a lot of people are gonna see it.
yeah, man, that's tough. So, what about though when you were younger? Like, did you always watch porn, or is it something you got into when you were older, or were you like? Do you watch it a lot now, or what do you do?
So when I was like 14, I started watching porn, but I thought I was sick because of that. Like I thought no women should be watching porn. Like I'm probably sick. I'm probably addicted. So I would like set myself records of how many days I would go without watching porn. And I'll be like, okay, I have a week clean.
Yeah. You thought you viewed it as like an addiction, like you're getting your fix with porn. Oh my
Exactly.
God.
Like I thought, oh my God, I have a problem here. Like I watch it every night. That shouldn't be good. And I was still a virgin, so I was like, this is not good.
What, you were like 14, you said?
Yeah.
Oh my God, who cares? Like, you know what's crazy? I mean, when I'm a lot older than you are, Marina, but when I first came into the game, you probably don't even know what a VHS tape is, but that's where like the internet porn had just got here when I got into the porn game, like watching porn. And when the internet porn came in, it was crazy, but like no one had a phone. We had a family computer, right, that our whole family used, and it was in our dining room at our house. So if I wanted to watch porn, I had to wait till no one was home so I could use the dining room computer to watch it.
And then you get viruses on your computer, and then everybody would know.
God, all the time. I remember one time I was watching porn and I heard like the car door open outside, and I just like turned off the monitor and ran upstairs and snuck out of a window of my room. And then found out later that like they turned on the computer and went crazy because they thought they had a virus, but it was just like all the porn that I had left up there.
You ran away.
Oh, I was kidding me. I was like, Marina, I was like, oh no, they're gonna catch me and they're gonna put me in jail. It's just
find out you like porn. Oh my God.
When it turns out everybody's watching it all the time anyway. You know what I mean? It's come on,
And it's crazy. It's a content that everyone has consumed or will consume in their life because it's part of our nature. We want to have pleasure. Yes. And it's crazy that some people want to ban it when even they consume it. So
right.
Yeah. Oh, they're the biggest hypocrites. There's no one in this world that doesn't watch porn or hasn't seen it or enjoyed it. There's nothing wrong with it. If it's two consensual adults having sex, like there's nothing wrong with it. And honestly, it stinks that that you had that entered into your mind as a young child, like what I'm doing is wrong, when there's nothing wrong with it. You're a young kid, you're curious, like we all go there. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. You
gotta learn somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, plus too, everyone is so bad at sex when they first have, like, I don't know how many like especially from a guy, like if you're watching porn as a guy, you just see these girls getting just hammered all the time, like that's like every porn video is a girl just getting just smashed, and you're like, yeah, that's what girls like, and it turns out not all of them like that, you know what I mean? But yeah,
it's part of life that they learn that some way.
Yeah, everyone learns that the hard way. Nice. So wait, did you ever get to an age then of like, well, you said you were 14, so that was what, 5 years ago? Oh my God.
Oh man.
So have you gotten to a point where you're like, I like, how long before you're like, oh, screw it, I don't mind watching porn, it's fine. Like you didn't feel guilty about watching it.
Until very recently, until I
No
started
shit.
doing porn.
Oh shit.
Until I started doing porn, like the day I
Wow.
started doing it, I stopped being ashamed because before that I was still like weird about like people knowing that I was watching or
You
hiding it.
probably realized that it wasn't all like scary and
Yeah.
crazy and loved it.
And you realize all the people that weren't doing it aren't bad people, and you're not bad for watching it,
Exactly. So it all clicked in. Good.
That's so funny. I mean, it is what it is, but that's too funny. Golly. Okay. So now though, right? You're 19 and you're in the game. When you got into it, like you met the people in the porn game and you were like, hey, these people aren't I guess some of them have to be jerks, some of them are nice, whatever. But it wasn't the worst thing ever. But what was your first shoot like, and how did you like it?
Oh, it was when I look back at it and I see the video, I just feel so awkward because I look awkward, but it also adds up to the experience of like
Yeah.
amateur girl who has never done it and she's like nervous and she's like all shy. So
Were you a virgin when you got into porn?
no,
Oh, okay. Okay.
but sort of because I was still like shy about it.
Yeah.
And the video, like it was comfortable because the guy, like he was a professional, so he made me feel comfortable the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great, but the fact of like having to watch the camera and like having to pose and having to like move like that, I still committed a lot of errors, but I had to keep learning.
So like you watch like when you watch porn now, are you watching more for like the technique? You see like this person doesn't arch their back at all. Oh my God, that hand game's terror. You know what I mean? Like
exactly. Or watching my own videos, I'm like, oh my God, that face. Why did you make that face? You look horrible. Or why are your booty like that? You're looking weird. You have to do this. So I hate watching my old videos because I hate the technique.
That's too funny. I mean, you say old videos are what, like a year old, a year and a half old.
Yeah.
Like that's so funny.
So
Go ahead, James.
how many videos have you made?
Oh, I don't even know. I haven't even counted.
Over 100, you'd say?
Yeah.
Wow, in a year, or I guess a year and a half, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Wow, that's unbelievable. I mean, they say like in California, like Porn Valley, you know what I mean? Like that area, they say there's like 100 videos shot every day. You know what I mean? Like, so it's understandable that you've probably, I mean, you just been working around the clock then, if you've done 100, over 100 in a year and a half, that's like, I mean, that's more than once a week, man. I mean, but you're young though, I tell you. I mean, no way I'm doing that now. But when I was younger, it was a dream. But so when you first started getting into it, what was your idea going in of how it would be? And then what is your idea now of like, now that you've been in it a while, right? Like when you initially got in it, did you had these like misconceptions in your mind of like, okay, I think I have to do this, I have to do this, and I have to do this, when it turns out you probably didn't have to do any of that. And you're like, now that I'm in it for a while, I have like my game down.
Exactly. When I first started it, I wanted to do it in a more anonymous way. I actually wanted to wear like that thing that covers your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a mask and like maybe a wig. Like I wanted to not be so recognized at the beginning, and I wanted to make it more private, but at the end I didn't do it with a mask, my first scene, so I continued doing it without my mask, but I still didn't want to be known. Like I had blocked all of my close people from my new social media, and I was trying to like block everything until people started knowing either way. So I was like, okay, fuck it. Now I want to do it to the biggest scale. So
yeah.
now I'm gonna try to be as popular as possible. So going from I don't want to be known by anyone to
Yeah.
I want to be as popular as possible.
I
So
fucking love that. I fucking love that. Because at first you're like shy because you're like, oh, I don't want anyone to judge me or know me. But then they're going to find it anyways. So now you're like, fuck it. Now I'm going to be the best motherfucker in the game. I fucking love that. You know what I mean? Because you got, dude, it's an honest profession. You're doing I'll tell you, people think it's so easy, but it's a hard day's work. Go ahead, James.
Wait, you wear a mask? There's people that wear masks when they do it?
That was her idea. You never did that though, right?
No, I never did it, but there was like the option to in that production they had the series of girls that wore masks, but they didn't get to make as many videos and they were paid less, and it was like okay.
James, if you could wear a mask, would you wear a mask and do it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
I've always wanted to see like the production end of it because like in Marina, you probably know this better, but like I forget who we were talking to, but they said that when you go to a shoot, they give you the positions that you're going to be shooting like beforehand. So going in, you're like, okay, I'm gonna have to do blowjob, then I'm gonna have to do doggy, then I'm gonna have to do missionary, like all of the different positions, going into ahead of time. So I would love to see like from a production side how that works, because you got a lighting guy, like where's the boom mic, and you have a mobile camera most of the time, so I don't know, that to me would be interesting. But
there's actually a lot of people behind the camera. There's like, well, depends on what production, sometimes 2 or 3 cameramen, and then a photographer only for the photos, and then the makeup artist, and then the director, and then the lights people, and then the microphone people, and then some people who are there and you don't even know why they're there, but they're there.
Oh my God.
It's like all very staged.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a fluffer on set? Do they have fluffers?
Yeah, actually, because I did some videos which are called bukakes,
Yeah, we know. Yeah, I know what a bukkake is. Yeah, oh yeah.
So I've done some, but I've also worked as the girl that helps put all the condoms inside the mouth.
Condoms inside the mouth?
Yeah, like I hold the girl's head for everyone to give their G's, and then I put everything inside her mouth so that it doesn't spill out. So I did that many times. And I could see with that work, I could see all the fluffer work that's done before the shoot. So there's like 6 fluffers. Each of them have their own sofa, and the guys are making lines to each girl to like get a blowjob. Yeah.
Whoa.
So fluffers are real.
Yeah.
So it's great. So I mean, you'd be the fifth porn star we've had on the show, and and so far the best, obviously. But we've asked, every time we've asked someone about fluffers, they've all laughed at us and said that they don't exist. And I'm like, what? This can't come out of nowhere. But but I don't know if any of them have done a bukkake, but when it comes to a bukkake scene, you have to have somebody.
Wait, can you remind me what a bukkake is?
Bukkake is like one, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Marina. It's one girl, right? And then it's like 50 guys, and the 50 guys just like, sploosh all over her face.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
I know what that is. Yeah.
And then all inside the mouth, and you have a minimum amount of loads that the girl has to swallow, and the production asks that it's minimum 100. So
oh my God.
Oh, really?
100 loads?
At once?
No, not at once. Like they do it by rounds of like 15, and then
oh my God.
How many guys were at this bukkake?
I mean, to most bukkakes, it's like 80 guys.
What? 80 loads in your face?
Or like 70 or 60, but a lot like repeat.
Wow. Multiple? Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Damn, bukkake's gotta be nuts. That's gotta be a nuts ass scene.
They're wild.
Oh my God. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, just like all this stuff going on where it's like you have the one main actress, but just to get the one, or sometimes there's multiple, well, whatever, to get the one person who's going to be getting all the loads, right? Like that's where the camera is, but there's so much stuff going on behind the
There's
scenes.
a lot going on behind the scenes, and I wish it could be recorded, but the
Yeah.
girls that do fluffers, they usually aren't porn actresses. Like they are just some girls that were interested in doing porn, but then they thought, I better not because I don't want to be seen. So they're like, oh, okay, we have this job. If you're interested, it's like
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
Does it pay? Does it pay as well as a porn star? Probably not.
No.
I'm sure what I mean, they can't be like, hey, here's $50 and a banana. You know what I mean? Like you gotta get some money.
I'd be a fluffer. I would do
Yeah.
fluffing.
You're blowing 50 fucking guys. You better get some money.
It's like you get money, but it's not enough for the amount of guys and the house.
No. Wow. Have you ever done the glory hole stuff?
Yeah, that's really fun.
Is it? You like that?
Yeah, I think
Well,
it's
yeah.
cool.
Go ahead. So wait, what do you ever see the person, or is that's just like you see them beforehand and it's just part of the stage, right?
Like you see them before, but then afterwards you cannot see exactly who they are. You're just sucking whoever it is.
Yeah.
And you'll never know.
Yeah.
What would you say your favorite kind of porn to do is?
I think a normal boy girl or boy girl anal. I think it's better, and especially when the production allows the performers to interact more between themselves and like do it in a more natural way, like let it flow, but still like in the position where you can show the penetration and all that, but like just let it flow and for it to be
not be
natural.
so on top. Like let it just be more organic with the sex. Like let kind of like your sexual emotion show, right? Where you're like, like show some enjoy. Like honestly, I think one of the biggest things that works is like when a girl has like shows, or any performer shows like real enjoyment, you know what I mean, or like enthusiasm, or that kind of stuff. I think that goes a long way on set, because if you're just like faking, being like like no one likes to see that, you know what I mean? But when you're really into it, that's when you hit gold. No pun intended. Nice. So man, quick question, and if this is too personal, but had you done anal before you had gotten into porn, or is that something you did after?
Yeah, I did it, but only one time. And it was actually a good experience. Like most girls are like, oh, no, I did anal one time and I hated it because it hurt and I don't want to do it again.
That's
But,
Jamie.
but actually, it was really cool. And so that's why when I got into porn, like I wanted to continue doing it.
Man, so when it comes to like the size of the guy, do you have a preference? Do you like them like monsters, mediums? Like where are you at?
So it depends if it's for a shoot or if it's for like more personal life. Because if it's for a shoot and the guy is too big, when you do like normal boy girl, sometimes it's hard and it can hurt a little bit because they don't allow you to like touch and like feel the guy, because that's when the pregame you open up more, you're more comfortable. But if it's a super cold production and they're like, okay, put the cock inside, and it's like it hurts a little. Wait. So I would just say like medium size overall. Like I think I can take bigger in a more personal intimate way. But I can also take bigger on anal scenes. I have no problem with that. It's just the normal boy girl where it hurts a little. So.
Yeah, because it's like you gotta get warmed up, you're saying, right? And if it's like you're not warmed up and the juices aren't flowing, right? It's just gonna be like,
Can you use lube?
Yeah, they most of the time also have a girl that has lube and wipes, and whenever you say lube, they come and put lube. Wipes, they wipe. Okay, continue.
Nice.
That's cool. Yeah, they always use lube. Yeah.
Do you ever edit your stuff that you do?
Like edit?
Like edit, like do you ever do you record personal stuff that you edit yourself? Like when you're putting stuff up on some of the sites?
Like I added, like I don't understand.
Video editing, like you cut the video or yeah.
Yeah. I actually edit all of my videos.
Oh, wow.
And it's really time consuming.
It's hard work.
Yeah, it's real work because you have to be the actress, but also the video editor.
Yep.
And also the camera girl, and you have to be aware of the audio yourself, and you have to edit all the videos, make the trailers, make the I don't know what version, upload it to all the sites, do all the marketing. Yeah.
Oh, it's so much. Do they have like, so one of the formulas, I guess, for like video, for people to see videos is that in you know how like TikTok has like their short form videos that are either like 1 minute or 3 minute, right? And so, and YouTube has it now, Facebook has it now, you know what I mean? Where it's like there's Instagram has it with Instagram Reels, where it's like a 1 minute video, right, of like a clip of something. I wonder if they have that for like porn, you know what I mean? Like if you had a 1 minute video that you could put out as like, you know, like it's more or less like a trailer, you know what I mean? But it's like a, you know, a quick 1 minute video or something that they could put out that someone could stream. I wonder, I mean, I don't know. That's just an idea, but either way, let's keep it moving. So you're getting into so let's say like early on, you know, you're kind of learning things. Where do you think like you hit your stride? Did you have like a scene or a shoot that you thought like, okay, this went really well and I feel like I'm finally starting to get this?
Oh my God, I don't know. I think when I first traveled to Budapest to work, and
in Hungary?
Yeah.
They shoot porn in Hungary?
It's the biggest place for porn in Europe.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
I would have never guessed.
I never knew that.
All the American productions, all the big productions are there.
Like Brazzers and all that?
How come? Is it because of like legal stuff or?
Yeah, I mean, but it's also legal in our places. I think they're like more open and don't look too much and aren't poking on you the whole time about porn. And I think it's also because I think Rocco Siffredi put his studio there. So
who did? Oh, Rocco Siffredi. Yeah.
Some more productions putting their studios. So when you go to Hungary, it's like you're gonna shoot for all the big productions. So that's good when they started coming out, and you gain so many followers, so much time, so fast, and on OnlyFans, so many subscribers so fast because of how mainstream that was. That's when you say, okay, this is good. Like I can do better.
Wow. So you really noticed a difference then once you started, like you really noticed a difference. Did you get invited to go to Budapest, or did you research it, or how did you even know to go to Budapest?
Yeah. So when I went to my first production, they got me a manager, and he contacted one of the agencies in Budapest, and like you create a tour and they tell all productions, this girl is gonna be here, this is who she is, like if you want her, put her.
Wow, it's almost like you do like a rock tour. You know, like you go from like different studio to different studio. That's fucking cool. Wow. How many times have you done that?
I don't even know, but I do it every 3 months or so. And sometimes I have some works in other cities like Paris or
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, no more Paris with their condom bullshit. But man, that's fucking cool. So you got a manager and he's like, hey, you want to get big, let's go to Budapest. You go and you notice like after your first turn in Budapest, hitting all like the big studios, did you notice like a big jump in like social media following and interest in you and you know search engine optimization and all that stuff?
Yeah, a lot after Budapest. It's crazy how popular you get because you're just shooting with the biggest companies ever that everyone has seen, especially because I'm Peruvian, and in Peru there aren't many porn actresses or there aren't many that are in mainstream porn. That it was like a boom also in Peru because they were like, oh, this girl is doing porn in Europe and she's got crazy. She's doing bukakis and all this stuff.
It's kind of like the Mia Khalifa thing where she was like the only, actress from wherever the hell she's from. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't see many of that. So because you're like the first big name Peruvian porn star, you know what I mean? So I can totally see that, taking advantage of that. So wait, were you born in Peru or are your parents from Peru?
I was born in Peru.
Oh, cool. How old were you when being born in Peru and then when did you move to Spain?
When I was 18.
To go to college?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you grew up in Peru and then
Yeah.
moved to Spain oh, wow.
So, this is embarrassing to ask, but how far away is Peru from Spain?
Jamie, Peru's in
Super
South
far away.
America.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with geography. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, it's not Peru. It's cool.
But Peru is on the Pacific side, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Peru's kind of far. South
That's a
America,
feels far move.
South America is a fascinating place, right? Like just Brazil, Argentina, Peru, like all these, Uruguay, like all these incredible countries in this super rich history. And even like, you're below the equator, so stuff gets nuts down there. You know what I mean? I don't know. I've always thought like you see a ton of movies and stuff about South America, but it's so interesting with the jungles and the mountains and everything like that. And it's such like an untapped resource. But so growing up in Peru is like a super Catholic country, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, now I can see where the porn guilt came from. You know what I mean? Like, like super Catholic country. South America is totally like that. And then, so you got that kind of guilt. But once you went to college, you had to know, like going to college, you're like, I want to get a little wild and let things go. Like, was that in your mind? Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Is that why you went college so far away from your home?
Yeah, and also like us in Peru, the same way as you in America, see Europe as a more open place and like more open-minded, and it is, but still have some restrictions.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's everywhere they go. But man, that's awesome, cool. So you're growing up, like you did the whole Peru thing. You come here, now you're here, right? And you've done some crazy things. Like did you go to the AVN Awards this year?
No.
XBiz, anything like that?
No, I was gonna go to XBiz Miami, but I couldn't because I have to renew my residence Spanish permit.
Oh.
And without that, I don't want to like
you don't want to risk it.
Maybe get deported to Peru.
Yeah.
I don't want to risk it. So I'll probably go to next year. So
do you what is dating like for you? I mean, I'm not even gonna say young. You're super young. Like if you went to AVN in America legally, you wouldn't even be allowed to drink. You know what I'm saying? Like you're young.
Yeah.
But like, so for you though, like, are you upfront with your partner saying like, hey, I do this. This is my life. This is my job. This is my passion. I'm trying to do this. Like, are you upfront with any guys you date, or is this something you don't tell them?
I don't really date.
Oh, no?
I haven't been dating or don't even have a partner. Like people think, oh, I'm a porn actress. I'm fucking all day, every day, but it's not even the truth.
Yeah.
Like I don't have any sex partner ever since I started in the industry, so I don't really have anyone to explain anything to, which is good. But I think if I had a partner, I would not tell them before because
and see like
what
they think.
It's necessary, especially if I know that I'm clean and everything, because I think what most guys would be scared of is that, oh, I'm full of STDs because I'm fucking all day, every day.
Yeah.
But since I'm responsible, I know that I wouldn't have like the big need to tell them because it's like a lot of explanations and a lot of stuff.
It's a hard thing to like tell someone like, hey, I know we're dating, but I'm a porn star.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it is and it isn't. Where it's like, I mean, I would, it isn't what defines you. Like being a porn star isn't what defines you. You know what I mean? Like you probably like art and movies and music and like all those different things, and you have all these different experiences, even at this young of an age. Like there's so many people that won't ever leave 100 miles from where they were born, let alone go across an ocean to go to college and have this whole new life that they've experienced. So even at a young age, you've experienced a lot. So you shouldn't define yourself as being, I'm just this or whatever, because there's a lot more to you than that. So if some guy, I mean, a lot of it comes from insecurity in the guy themselves, right? Where like they wouldn't be able to handle a woman who is so open or free with their body and their like I'm gonna say open and free, but they're not as experimental and things like that. So a lot of it comes from the own insecurities of the guys. So it sucks that you have to kind of live with that. But I mean, you're young and you're beautiful, and there's gonna be plenty of guys knocking down the door to go on a date with you. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I'm sure you get hit on all the time.
Yeah, but I think it would be better to like meet someone that doesn't know you're an actress and then you tell them, because that way they don't like know you through this. And basically when guys tell you today, when they know you're a porn star, it's just because they just want to fuck. So
yeah,
it's like better to do it like other ways where they don't know you and you give them the surprise.
Like it's you want them to get to know the real you, right? And not just like what they, this BS that they see on the internet of, bukkake you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, that's honestly, that should be the goal of every relationship, where, they shouldn't want to get to see the real, like they shouldn't want to get a fake version of you. Like they should want the real you. They should want to get the actual person, I think, at least, right? And then once they get to know the real you, then they can, make judgments of like how they feel about you. But they shouldn't do it just because you've done porn. You know what I mean? That's what I think, at least. So yeah, nice. Okay, so we are coming close to the top of time though, but I do want to ask you a couple more questions, if you're comfortable. So like we said, you grew up in Peru, right? Have you told your parents about your job?
I didn't tell them, but they found out because an anonymous person sent one of my parents an email with the links to all of my videos.
Oh, that's fucked up.
God, who's
So
that?
that's really bad. I don't know who hates me so much, but
What a
You never
piece
found
of
out who it
fucking
was?
shit.
we never found out because it was like an anonymous fake email account, and yeah, so they got to know that way. So
I
I
mean,
couldn't really say, "Oh no, it's not me."
well, what did they say? Were they like, don't ever, were they upset or had like, it's tough.
They
That's
were
really tough.
so upset with me and disappointed, and
Are they religious?
No, not actually, but they were just like so disappointed that I had done that. Like for them, it was the end of the world. Like I was throwing off my life, and I saw it from a different perspective. So, but I also understood their point of view because they don't know much about the industry.
They should be happy though that like you're making a lot of money, you're able to support yourself and be independent.
Yeah.
You got to look at the positive,
Yeah, and you're doing like, also like, imagine like how would they feel if you worked in some office where you're miserable working 60 hours a week for some jerk that you hate, and like you're coming home every week and you're so upset but you can't say anything because you need the money, right? Like what if you live that life, which is
They
very
would be happy. They would be like, "Oh, that's what life is about. Like, deal with it." They would be like, "Oh, well, deal with it. That's your job. Like, go with it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many parents like that, and it stinks. But that it I've heard that, James. I'm sure you've heard that.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, oh, get over it, or who cares, or some BS like that, and it sucks. It really does suck, But man, it's just, I mean, at the end of the day, you're their daughter, and they should love you regardless of what you do. It's not like you're murdering anybody, right? Like, did they ever think too, like, how did you get here? They had sex with each other. Big, like what a bunch of hypocrites. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, I think what I was most embarrassed of is like my parents knowing I wasn't a virgin, and my parents knowing that I watched porn. Like, that was like my biggest turn off when my parents found out.
That's tough. That is tough. But I mean, whatever. I'll tell you, I've said this before. I have a daughter. She's 3, right? So there's a long, she's only 3. But someone had asked me, what if my daughter would grow up and get into porn? And I told them, I was like, look, if she was happy and fulfilled and loved what she did, and was secure and safe, right? Who am I to say anything? The only way I would be disappointed in her is that instead, if she became someone who judged people who did do that, because she has no fucking right, and neither does anybody else, to judge anybody for what they do. You know what I mean? So it sucks that you had to go through that, but I think like you kind of had to know in the back of your mind that if I'm going to get into this industry, that kind of shit comes with it.
Yeah, you know what you're getting into at the end of the day, and even if you don't want them to find out, they will find out sometime eventually, so it's part of it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it is what it is. So, okay, we are coming close to the top of time, though. I did want to ask this. I forget who we talked to. Oh, Adrena Winters. Love Adrena. Fan show, listener show. Big fan of her. But she said, I think in the US, it's every 2 weeks is mandatory testing. What is it in Europe? Is it every 2 weeks, or?
Yeah, it's also every 2 weeks.
Is it different by country, or is it all the same throughout Europe?
No, it's all the same throughout Europe, but some productions like want your test to be like super fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as soon as you get tested, you shoot with them, but most of them are fine with the 2 weeks.
Do they ever have any testing like on site at the studio?
No. Well, because it's really hard to do all the testing. You have to do blood and swab and
urine
and throat swab.
Oh man, they do it all, huh?
Yeah, it's complicated.
Hey, but it's worth it, like, man. No, that's great. Honestly though, that has to be reassuring that they put so much into that. You know what I mean? Like it must feel good as a performer that, like, okay, this is a safe space because they wouldn't let you here unless you were tested.
Exactly. I feel safe. I feel like everything's professional, everything's good. I actually have had some people fake a test to me.
Oh, geez.
I've realized there's some certain people in the industry that they have done it, and it is known, and people know who they are. So I had.
So do they still get hired for jobs after that?
Oh my God.
Depends on the production. Some have gotten completely canceled.
Hell yeah.
Hired by some productions. Why
would you skip an STD test? Like, what? I don't.
They must have had something, like.
Not pay for it, I think, basically.
Oh
yeah.
Fuck them.
Like 120 euros per test.
That's like $130. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's so worth it.
And the thing is, like, when I got faked this test, it was for a collab. So it was a couple, and we're gonna make like a video, and they were super professional. They had their big cameras, lightning.
Oh, it was a collaboration, you're saying?
Yeah, it was a collab for OnlyFans, but I saw that they were very pro. The girl, she was super pro. Like, she had been on the biggest productions on Vixen and all that. So I was like, okay, this is trusty people. They told me, yeah, we're gonna get tested the day before the shoot. And I was like, oh, okay, me too. So we all get tested. And when we get there, they show me their test, and they show me like, this is the date of the test. And I was like, oh, okay. It showed us it being the day before. I was like, okay. I showed them mine and that, but they had also sent me the test through WhatsApp. So after the shooting, I went and checked their test again. I don't know why I checked it again, but then I saw that they hadn't like altered the document. But when you get tested, the document is available through a code online, and you can enter with the code to check it. But every time you enter the code to check it online, on the paper, it appears a new date from the date that you are opening the document. It can be a 1-year-old test, but if you open it today, it will appear the date of today. And it was like a test. It was like 5 months old, something like that.
Oh my God.
They must have used that on so many people. Oh my God.
Like, you could see the real date in another part of the document, but it was from a different lab. I couldn't really understand. They just showed me like very fast, oh, this is the date. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then I realized that they had lied to me. And it's, for me, it's mostly like the lie. Like, they're telling me, yeah, we're gonna go get tested. Yeah, we already got tested. Let's shoot tomorrow. It's the lie and lying to my face. And then
Well, yeah, you can't trust them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Oh, I felt really bad. But of course, after that, I got tested and I never had anything. So it's not like, probably they didn't have anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But still,
Thank God.
them. Fuck them. That's bullshit. Because like, I mean, like, they don't know. You can get it from any, like, there's so many different things you can get from so many different places, and it can be dormant and all these different things. Like, fuck them. That's some fucking bullshit. I would have lost my fucking mind. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. I'm getting hot. Right.
Can you like sue somebody over that? I feel like you should be able to.
Hell yeah. If you get herpes from a motherfucker and it's your goddamn job, hell yeah.
And they falsified documents? Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking yeah.
But since it's not an altered document, it's just like a document that they showed me the wrong date and they tried to trick me with that. It's kind of hard to say, but yeah, it's really horrible. Now on, I do check it a lot more carefully. Yeah.
So okay. So Marina, I'll tell you what, we're coming to the top of time, but I'll tell you what, me and Jamie are usually on the same page with this, but we would love to have you back on the show if you'd be willing to come back on.
Oh yeah, thank you. I would love to.
This has been so much fun. You've been such a blast and so open with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
And of course, so we are coming towards the top of time though. So Marina, is there anything you want to say to your fans, or any plans you have in the future before we get out of here? Or is there anything we need to plug, or anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
What is plug?
Promote anything you want to promote.
Just follow me on my social media and you'll see what's coming up. I'm always posting new videos every week, and there's always new content, and I'm also doing YouTube, and I'm always doing different stuff and trying to innovate with different types of content. So yeah, you'll be able to see it on my social media.
Awesome. Are you ever planning on coming to the States, to the US?
I want to come to, I think it will be XB's Los Angeles on January the next year.
Yeah.
So I want to come to that. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Nice. Well, if you're ever in the Philadelphia area, look us up. We'll give you a night on the town on us, you know. But awesome. Thank you. Jamie, anything you want to say to the Jamie Iglesias fans before we get out of here?
Well, thank you for coming and teaching us about the porn industry. And I am going to go study a map and learn the difference between Europe and South America.
I'll tell you what, man, James, you might be agreeing with me with this, but we learned a lot more about the industry as a whole, I think, in this interview than we'd had previously. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we talked about like people's preferences before, but we really found out a lot about like the workings of the industry today, and I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's very eye-opening.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of eye-opening, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Jamie Iglesias, and our special guest was the amazing, the incredible, the beautiful, the young Marina Gold. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You have us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspective@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe so we keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Thanks for listening. Stick around for the ad read. Thanks. See ya.